All right. Hello, Team Absolution fans far and wide. Welcome to Damage Check Live with new streaming chair, the Sixth Ranger Andrew.
This thing leans back like, what?
You have to do that every time we read a VR.
Actually, I think mine. Wait, no, mine went down there. Sorry, that was the wrong one. Mine. Hold on. I got fun because I never used that lever.
It's so nice just being able to lie back.
You'd be really, really afraid.
All right. No more fun. Only stream.
Only business.
So as always, we're gonna wait about another 2-3 minutes before we get started. With Damage Check proper, a lot of things to cover, a lot of news. That the last 2 weeks have actually been spoilers. We'll just hit the double R's and triple R's and VRs, which even then there's still a pretty solid amount.
Mm-hmm.
But like in the new, today's a very news dense Damage Check. It's a very news dense one because like we've got like we got a reprint set to talk about. We've got a new set to talk about, and then in a couple weeks we'll have even more stuff to talk about because we'll have the product stream. But that's in the 2 weeks.
Product stream's gonna be hype.
You know what I want to talk about right now? Octopath Traveler 2 days.
2 days.
Oh, are you getting it, Andrew?
I so am. It's like a reboot of the Saga series. I'm so excited.
It looks so interesting. I really love the aesthetic of that game. Like the backgrounds and everything. I'm like, man, this game is aesthetic.
The only downside I've heard so far is that as far as we can tell from like early plays, the 8 stories aren't actually interconnected, or at least nobody's gotten to the point where we can find an interconnecting point yet. So that's a little bit of a disappointment.
Oh, well, because no one, I guess it's embargoed, so no one's actually been able to speak about it past the demo.
Right.
Which the demo is just the first chapter for each character, right?
I think some like reporter and journalists have gotten access all the way to like chapter 4 or something. Especially like the review people, right? Because they have to get it early so they can play through the whole thing.
Right, but they're only allowed to talk about it so much because they can't talk about it.
Right.
Because like, these things are embargoed usually until release date. Sometimes you'll get an early embargo release, but that's if they're like super confident on the game.
I think the embargo lifts tomorrow. I remember saying 2 days from yesterday, so it should lift tomorrow.
That sounds about right. All right, we still got about. I'm gonna give it another minute, and then we'll jump in. Ryan, are you doing okay over there? You setting everything up okay?
Yeah, my good camera doesn't want to work today, so I'm using my laptop camera.
It's actually not that terrible. All things.
It's really not.
It's
just the lighting.
It's better than Jose's old one.
Yeah, it's much better than my old one.
That's true.
Much better than my old one.
Yep, it's out this Friday, the 13th of July.
The 13th of July. Along with, I'm also picking up the Switch charge stand.
I'm not getting that.
I'm so getting that because I play a lot. Dude. I play a lot of Switch, man. It's just like 90% of my gaming time.
You do, fair.
I'll like go to the bar and I'll just bring my Switch and then I'll set it up in tabletop mode and then it'll die and I'll be like, this sucks.
I mean, see, that's why I have like, I have the little portable dock that cost me like $12 and I got a little battery pack to plug into it.
That works. I mean, I've got the stand, but then you got to carry a battery pack. Dude, this is a lot easier. Man.
It fits in the case.
Bro, it fits in your case. Your case is huge. Dude, someone was selling the Chic Isolator. I almost case. I almost bought it, but it's just too big, man. It's just too big.
It's so nice, though.
It's too big for Jose.
It's so nice.
Can't handle it.
Jose can't handle the size.
Wow. Way to pin me in that corner, boys. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, and with that note, let's get started with Damage Check. As always, bringing you the news, spoilers, everything the like. I've already introduced Ryan. I've already introduced Andrew. So we're jumping straight into the spoiler wheel. Ryan, give us the first spoiler. That is a double R. We're only covering double R's, triple R's, and VRs. We're not covering anything else.
I say lies. I'm going to cover a couple comments too.
Crap.
Because we got to talk
about stuff. The good stuff.
See, and I say that because we have to talk about Storm Rider Basil. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Formerly a triple R, one of Aquaforce's first triple R's, is now a common. A common, I tell you. Why have they done my boy dirty like this? Why has it happened? Auto. And also, if you don't know what Basil does, it's not great in the first place. The original. Storm Rider Basil in V-Series is auto rearguard circle when it attacks a Vanguard. If it is the third battle of this turn or more, Cost, Counterblast 1. This unit gets power plus 5,000 until the end of that battle. If it is the 4th battle of this turn or more, it gets power plus 10,000 instead of plus 5,000. So this is not awful. Counterblast 1 plus 5k on a 10k or a 9k grade 2, and maybe gets 10k. So overall, not terrible. Will it see play? We'll see. You know, it really depends on what Aquaforce has left to reveal, because we know comparatively little about the good cards, really. And then we'll get back to the double R's. A 8k grade 1 double R from the set. Battle Siren Bibiana. Aquaforce, if you couldn't tell. Auto rearguard circle. When an attack that it boosted hits a Vanguard, if it is the 3rd battle of this turn or more, cost, put this unit into your soul, draw a card, and one of your units gets power plus 3,000 until end of turn. So my thoughts on this card is this is pretty much what our Airmo clone kind of looks like. It's kind of split between this and Light Signals Penguin Soldier, who kind of works on Aquaforce's resource management side.
It also reminds me a good bit of like Marin too, because it gives the 3k, gets the draw, it just goes away.
That is a good point. Never underestimate 3,000 power in Aquaforce, because from what we know of Maelstrom so far, we don't have his full effect yet. What we know is continuous plus 3,000 to all rear guards in the front row, maybe under a specific set of circumstances. Maybe it gets more over time. We don't really know yet. But keep in mind that all of these cards are limited to lines that don't matter. For example, all of them gain 10, and in the one instance we saw 20k, but they're kind of limited to these 19 by themselves. And these, here's not quite 17 side cards like Biana and Maelstrom to get them to the lines that matters against Excel and Protect Clans. Force is just always going to be suckier. They're not going to give us too many ways to hit 13 and the 18s and the 23s and the 28s. You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep on these 3Ks. We need those. We need them.
Hey man, what I learned playing against Excel, playing against like Novas really, especially with like Battledore, never doubt the ability of a Vanguard to just hit you with that. It's like, because you know what I mean? Like, pokes are still pokes. They require guard, or they require you to take damage. Now, the fact that like most of the rear guards are 9k, or like most of the grade 2s are 9k, hitting 12, that kind of sucks. But I mean, if this goes up over time, the pokes are still pokes, man. They hurt.
It's true. I mean, that was one of my favorite Vanguard strategies, is hit them with a bunch of little attacks that don't matter until they die. I mean, that's how Gear Chronicle worked. That's how Novus worked all the way back in the day when we had like set 6, 1, and 2. I mean, that's what you did, is you just that was a bunch of pokes, guard them all. That
was literally the definition of Fidesz. It was you hit them with the absolute minimum. Anything more is excessive. You hit them for whatever their Vanguard is and nothing else.
Man makes a point. Man makes a point.
What do you think, Andrew, on this card? Good old Bibiana.
I don't like that you lose her. I don't like that she has to boost a non-Excel circle. I don't like that she has to hit. I don't like that it has to be the third attack of the turn. I'm not a huge fan, honestly.
To be honest, man, I've got to agree with you. Like the getting the card, the power is kind of nice. And the third battle or more, sure, whatever. Like, that's going to be Aquaforce's thing for a while, obviously. But, like, I got to agree. You lose a lot, including her. So, I don't know. Will it see play? Probably. But
I think so.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, Excel's cards are always going to be worse than Force or Protect's cards, simply because the mechanic is more or less stronger than the others. Having an extra rearguard slot and putting this in a clan that gets most of its power from restanding its dudes, or using the wave mechanic to get certain abilities. Our cards are not going to be anything like what we've seen from Royals or D-Police or Kagero or any of the other Force guns we've seen so far. Our cards in Aquaforce are going to just be weaker for the most part. Because if they were stronger, they would crush everyone.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Will this see play? We can't really speculate on that, but I think that having a card that at least pays for itself gives you a boost in a deck that generally just didn't need to use boosters because they were busy attacking from the back row. I mean, this is something interesting that I think might see play. And its effect, while it's just as good as it needs to be a playable card and nothing more, which is unfortunate because you of course would always rather play better cards. I don't think we're going to get that many better cards than this.
That's a fair point. It's not a bad card. It's not what I'd be excited to play, but it's certainly like good enough to see play as a filler card.
That's what we're going to have.
I would not be upset to play this card.
Considering how few cards we have in V Series, it's going to be mostly this is what I have. This is what's been given to me. It is fine. It's whatever. We're going to play it. It's the best we've got.
Right. Okay. I agree with that. All right, so moving on, I think I'll talk about our boys in the other part of the sea, the pirate boys.
Never my turn.
The King of Demonic Seas, Basskirk. He is the triple R, correct? Or is he the VR?
He's the VR.
He's the VR. I apologize. He's the VR for Grand Blue, 12K, Protect, Continuous, Vanguard. During your turn, if you have 10 or more cards in the drop zone, this unit gets power plus 5K and critical plus 1. Act Vanguard once per turn. Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Call a card from your drop zone to rear guard. For each grade of the called unit until the end of the turn, this unit gets power plus 5K. All right. To me, this card gets a solid thumbs up. I love its continuous Vanguard skill. It works to the nature of the deck. And its on-call skill helps the Vanguard and gives you a dude. So like so like the plus 5K, it's like, oh, I'm 17. I can't really like even with an 8K boost, like I'm like okay. But then like you're like, no, I'm gonna call the next card I'm calling out from the drop zone. The next card I'm gonna talk about. We'll call him from the drop zone, give my Vanguard some plus 15, and now we're talking. Now we're cooking. And it's like constant pressure. Like I really like this card. I'm a big fan. So
I'm scared of this card. But I just hope his SVR is a lot better than his VR because this boy not looking so fresh.
Oh, come on.
He's a pirate boy with a riding crop. Like,
hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, Jose, we're not talking about that on stream today.
I'm just saying, I think, okay, well, we're not going to debate the art here, okay? The art's fine. I'm not Keith.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I think they could have done better.
I think it actually looks okay, man, to be honest. Okay, anyways. All right, so next card is Dragon Undead Skull Dragon. This is the double R, correct? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is the double R. This is another 12K grade 3. Protect has the force marker, or has the imaginary gift marker. So continuous hand. This card cannot be normal called. Continuous Vanguard rear guard during your turn. For each card in your drop zone, this unit gets power plus 2K. Auto rear guard at the end of the battle that it attacked, retire this unit. So this card obviously is a good combo piece to Basskirk, except for the fact that he dies. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But
that's the best part about this card.
Oh, so you can bring him back every turn? I see what you're saying. Okay, I got it.
That's an expensive play. Like you're pretty much paying resources for this every single time.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna be really funny against Kagro because like they're not gonna be able to do anything. Like it's gonna be like old Kagro versus Grand Blue. It's like my turn, draw.
It's a crappy matchup for Kagro always.
No dudes to retire. They're already dead.
And my thought for this card is that like I really don't like that he can be normal called. So if you get stuck with him in hand, you have to find a way to discard him, which is okay in a Protect clan, but and if you have to ride him, he's just garbage.
Just PG early. Get it out of there, man.
Yeah, that's you know what? I'm really liking the tiny little subtleties of Bushiroad design space that we're seeing in here. Because, I mean, look at this. It's a Protect clan that gives you ways to discard cards, and they're going to be like, oh, yeah, well, here's a way to make this card work and make it flavorful and make it Grand Bluey. Because Grand Blue's a Protect clan. I like that.
Also,
finding those little like nooks and crannies in their design space.
We're not there yet, but we're going to talk about, or did we already talk about Rune Shade? No, we're going to talk about Rune Shade. I mean, the deck mills. Like, there's going to be a way this guy gets to the drop.
Yeah. What are you going to do with him in hand?
PG fodder, man.
You get free PGs for playing this clan. And he's not a terrible ride. Thankfully, it's not awful. At least he does something.
Because here's in my opinion the problem with Protect. The only kink in its armor. If you're any other Protect clan that isn't OTT, that doesn't have an inherent draw mechanic in its space, right? That it isn't about scrying and drawing to a certain extent and looking. If you're not that kind of clan, like having extra PGs is great. It makes you an unbreakable wall, but you have to use hand to get that. It's a 2-card guard every time that you want a PG, right? Eventually, you're gonna have to start ditching stuff that you would rather not have ditched. And you have to start playing really technical as to what you can get rid of. The good thing about this guy is if he does get stuck in your hand, he immediately has a purpose. I know his role in hand is PG fodder. Get him to the drop zone. That's the easiest way to do it. Like most effective. I mean, the easiest way would just be guard, because you can still guard with grade 3s, right?
Yeah.
Just guard with the grade 3, get into the drop zone. I mean,
Turbo Grand Blue, guard everything. 10 cards and drop critical active.
That's like bad, but I mean you could do it.
Legion style. Take throw down.
Go, Legion. So that's all I'm saying. So all right, so let's move along here. The PGs. I'm not gonna go over their skill, but I like all their arts in Ryan's vein. I think we can agree that all their arts are really clean.
The PG's all nice.
I really hope Emerald Shield Paschal looks better, because he almost looks like, if you glance at him, because of the way his glove contrasts with his suit, he looks like he doesn't have a right arm for some reason. Do you see that? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you can tell that it's there if you look really hard, but you can't see his glove when you...
All right, I kind of see that.
I mean, not that I would have a problem with anybody with one arm, but like, it's kind of a weird that you made it look that way when it's really not.
My favorite thing so far has been Diamond Ace. I love Diamond Ace's art. A lot of people are like iffy on it, man. I'm like, dude, that guy's art is sick.
He's got a lot going on. That's really cool.
All right, and then moving along. Let me see. All right, so Ryan, hit me with that Ruin Shade.
I got you with that Ruin Shade. All right, Grand Blue Triple R from Champions of the Asia Circuit, Grade 2, 9K.
9K.
Auto, Vanguard Rearguard Circle. When it attacks a Vanguard, cost. Put 2 cards from the top of your deck into your drop zone, and this unit gets power plus 4K until end of that battle. Hello, way to hit force. Continuous Rearguard Circle. During your turn, if there are 10 or more cards in your drop zone, this card gets power plus 4K. Hello, not quite as good way to hit force.
What do you mean not quite as good? It's constant.
It's true. I mean, that is true. It's constant, but that only really allows you to hit Excel and Protect. If it were additional 5K, it'd be better.
Right, yeah. Okay.
13 into 17.
You guys are thinking about it differently. Let me just go ahead and stop it. Ryan is thinking about it. If you want to do both, you only get a 17, which doesn't hit 18.
No.
What Andrew's saying is that this card is very technical. It benefits the player because you use it until you need to, and then once you have the 10 and drop, and you don't want to, let's say you don't want to mill your deck anymore, then you're fine because you still hit 13. That's what Andrew's saying.
Yeah, it's just a beat stick. It just beats. It's always 13. I like it. It's comparative to old Ruin Shade, which is like, yeah, let me just mill until I don't need to mill anymore. Except you had to mill with old Ruin Shade, which kind of sucks.
That's true. That is true.
I really like this card. Because that's how you're going to get your grade 3 in the drop. That's realistically how it's going to happen. Unfortunately, you're probably also going to mill the grade 3s that you needed to draw to ride. But hey, you're playing Grand Blue. That's the life you chose.
Well, that's one thing I want to mention about Baskirk, actually. I want to compare Baskirk to Imperial Daughter. Hey, remember how you had to ride Imperial Daughter to get that plus 15k in a crit? Turns out Baskirk, you can just sit on him. And then Counterblast for free during your turn gives you the same power and a dude, right?
You just don't get multiple protects.
Yeah, you just don't get multiple protects. So you're more aggressive, but it's consistent. You don't have to draw your grade 3s like OTT has to do.
Also, I think that this deck seems to get a little more power outside of the Deer turn, which is the most powerful turn OTT has. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, I would say that this deck seems to get a little more power across the board a little differently.
Oh, yeah. It gets bigger over time, too, which is something that OTT was struggling with. except for Deer Turn, obviously.
Yeah, Deer Turn's its own turn. So moving on from Ruin Shade, I think we all agree it's a good card though, right? Like totally a 4 of. I'm sorry, it's a grade 2. It's triple R that you need to play.
I'd probably play that at least 3, if not 4.
I'd run 4 of him, guaranteed. You want to see him early.
Yeah, you definitely want to see him. I agree. He's a 4 of, at least for now. Is his skill? Yeah, his skill's Vanguard, Rearguard. Yeah, no, you want him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good point.
I
like
13K. Its numbers against 8Ks.
Oh, it does.
Oh,
what
true.
a savage!
Oh, jeez.
What a savage!
Right, those are the real numbers that matter. Next up is Dandy Guy Romario.
Dandy.
That's right. The original boys are back. Dandy Guy Romario, 8K. Well, he's still an 8K, but now he's in effect. Continuous rearguard circle. If there are 10 or more cards in your drop zone, this unit gets power plus 4K. Just all the time.
He's so good.
All the time. When wrote upon, cost. Counterblast 1 and put a card from your hand into your soul. Put the top 3 cards of your deck into your drop zone and put a card from your drop zone into your hand. It's pretty cool. Want to see this guy early.
Another way that you get the grade 3 into the drop, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew, thoughts?
Super good, right? So he's a 12K booster in a clan that desperately needs boosters. That can get boosters back from the drop zone if they get retired somehow. If you put him in the front, he's 12K even on their turn, so they can't snipe him. So you can attack with him if you need to. When you ride on him, he's only a cycle technically, but it fuels your soul for Baskirk for later on, and you get something from your drop zone. So it's not a random 1 draw like OTT gets. It's a check top 3, take 1, and it fuels your drop. I really like this card. You run 4 of it, guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And bouncing off on that, man, because Alston, who we talked about, he said he wanted to see more consistency in a deck of Vanguard. Dude, talk about fixing problems. Because like we talked about earlier, like, oh, you're going to misstrike because you're playing Grand Blue. This guy can help, though. You mulligan for him every time. If you don't have it, you mulligan for him, and then you mulligan for any grade 2. And then if you don't get the grade 3, you hope that you mill one along the way. And then because if you mill one, then you can get it, and you're okay. I like and plus, you can build combo pieces this way. And let's say your hand is just like all triggers, and you except for running it 2, for example. You mill 3, you get a Ruin Shade or a grade 2, something else that you can go in with. The possibilities are really good with this card. Ryan.
You've said it all. Card's great. He's a triple R. Play him. There you go.
Yeah, I read this card and I was like, dude, this guy is a dandy guy in space right now.
He's a dandy guy in sea.
He's a dandy guy in the sea. All right. And go ahead and give us Captain Night Mist, Ryan.
You bet. Captain Night Mist. 9K grade 2 double R. So you know this card's probably pretty good. And he is. Captain Night Mist. Auto, rearguard circle. When placed, cost, counterblast 1, and call a grade 1 or less card from your drop zone. If you have 10 or more cards in your drop zone, you may call any grade. So another pretty decent target if you have the resources. You can actually just Bazkirk into this guy and Night Mist into the other guy, and then you have lines.
Lines.
Let's be entirely honest though. You're almost always going to call a grade 1 with this dude anyway.
Probably.
Unless you're against not Kagera, in which case, sure, call the front column. Intercept it away, call the front column again. Intercept away, call the front column.
Why not?
If we get a special interceptor, run him. Special intercept for shield, call him back.
All right.
Decent card. You should probably run it.
Talk about our good old boy Algos.
Algos is a good card now.
Algos is a very good card.
Yay. Let's talk about our boy Algos. Okay.
Very solid.
So, Algos, Aquaforce, grade 2. This card just might be the first part of Aquaforce's saving grace from the reveals we've seen so far.
Oh, no. Aquaforce looking pretty strong with this card available.
Exactly. All right, 9K grade 2. Auto, Vanguard Circle, when it attacks, if it is the second battle of this turn or more, cost, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1, stand one of your rearguards. That's if it's on Vanguard. Auto, Rearguard Circle, when it attacks, if it is the first battle of this turn, cost, Counterblast 1, stand this unit.
All right, really quick, I want to jump in, and then I'm gonna hand it off to Andrew. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times, and this is a universal rule in almost any card game in the world. The first sign of a good card in any card game is options. Options. Any card that gives you options is a good card in certain situations. Like, that's the first sign. If it passes the options test, then we can move on to more scrutiny. Man, this guy blows that test out of the water. Like, oh, I can do something first turn? Oh, I can do something second battle? Oh, I get 2 options with this card? Nothing wrong with it. Go ahead, Andrew.
Different circles, though. One's on Rearguard, one's on Vanguard. So you got to choose which one you're going to do before you ride or call them.
Options.
It's true. But the thing is, Aquaforce doesn't have that many enablers right now. When enablers, I mean things that stand themselves to gain additional battles. And even though Aquaforce can have up to 4 attacks normally now, so we probably won't see as many of those. We don't need as many Tidal Assaults or Adelaide type effects because we have an additional circle once we're at grade 3. But the fact that we're seeing something so early, a la Turbo Riser, where you can start the beatdown early in an Excel clan, that's a good sign. And also, he just works by himself on the rearguard circle for pretty cheap anytime after the Vanguard effect happens. You know, you can only use him that 1 turn, maybe a couple of turns if you're unlucky.
But if you ride him, it's only a defensive trigger that's going to save them because you go like 9k,
Exactly.
9k, 9k, and they're like, what do I do?
Good. And the rearguard skill is very good, especially when you're a little bit lower on resources. You still need to hit 4 battles, and you've got an Excel circle and an Algos and a Vanguard, and you can still make it. You'll still do all right.
Yeah, man. Like this, high. What's his name? The grade 2 from Nova's.
High-powered Riser?
The grade 2? Is that the grade 2?
Yeah, high-powered
Like,
Riser
this
custom.
card is so much better than that.
The one that restands himself or the one that has to hit to restand?
The one that has to hit when he's boosted with the Battle Riser.
Yeah, that's high-powered Riser.
Yeah, this is a lot better, in my opinion, than that.
Mhm.
Like, by leaps and bounds. It's just really, it's a utility card. Like, yeah, you have to decide where you're going to put it. But once you decide that, it benefits you either way. It just depends on the situation.
Mhm.
But there's, like, the good thing about this card is, at the end of the day, there's no real wrong way to play it until you start talking about the situations. And that's what makes it good, is that, like, in a tunnel, without, like, looking at individual matchups and situations, you could ride it, you could call it, assuming you have another grade 2 to ride. Either way, you get something out of it. And then in the situations, you have the option to do what is better for you in that particular turn. So, card gets an A+ in my book.
Yeah, it's a great card. Great on Excel Circle, great on Rearguard. I will say, strategically, I'm not a huge fan of it on Vanguard because it kind of forces you to go Rearguard, then Vanguard, then Rearguard. So Smart's probably going to guard Rearguard, take Vanguard. If they get a defensive trigger, you wasted a Counterblast, Soul Blast for nothing. But on Rearguard Circle, it's amazing.
But here's my counter to that, though, man. Typically, if when I attack in Vanguard, if I'm grade 2, if I'm at grade 2 and my opponent's at grade 1 or 2, assuming I have a booster, okay, it's a big assumption, but assuming I have a booster, which against Force Clans, for example, see, now we're getting into the intricacies of it. Against a Force Clan, you kind of have to call a booster.
Right.
You won't hit it regard. You won't hit either. You won't hit. So let's say I have a booster, right? An AK booster, whatever. If they're at grade 1, they're at 8K, right? Or 7K.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what the point I'm saying is, in a lot of situations, I attack with the rear guard first. Because I'd rather they get the defensive trigger. Because if I attack with the Vanguard first, and they hit a defensive trigger then my rear guard can't hit, and it's a waste of a call. Mm-hmm. But if I attack with the rear guard first, and they don't check a defensive trigger, or they do check a defensive trigger, then I can still swing with the Vanguard.
Right, that's my point, though, is that if you guard the first rearguard attack, because Algos has to Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 to stand the rearguard on attack, not after the battle. So if you swing in, they no-guard the Vanguard, you stand your rearguard, and then they hit a trigger and you don't, then that's resources wasted there. So it's kind of a riskier play on the Vanguard circle.
The deck rewards risk.
And more importantly than that, like, did they take both damages? Did they guard the rearguard first? And then, like, take the Vanguard and get the defensive trigger for the stand? I mean, either way, they exhausted a certain amount of guard or something like that. Or they just took 2 damage when they're at grade 1. Either way, like, there's trade-offs here, I think.
Yeah, it works out.
All right, where are we going on next?
We're going to Die Dragon.
Oh, sweet. We made it all the way to the top finally. Thank God.
Ooh, it's not the top yet. Not the top yet.
All right.
All right, Dimensional Robo Die Dragon. 10k, grade 2. Seems like a kind of a running gag that Force gets more power everywhere on grade 2 and 3. Yeah. So Dimensional Robo Die Dragon, grade 2, Dimension Police, 10k power. Act Vanguard Rearguard Circle once per turn. Cost Soul Blast 1, and one of your Vanguards gets power plus 5,000 till end of turn. Continuous Rearguard Circle. If your Vanguard's power is 35,000 or greater, this unit gets power plus 10,000.
Whoo!
Whoo!
I know where all my Force markers are going.
On your Vanguard where they belong?
On the Vanguard.
Yeah. This card says, oh, hey, if your Vanguard has X Force number triggers, this card gets a Force trigger on it.
Woo! Not woohoo. Not woohoo at all.
It's just
Not woohoo if you're the opponent.
It's just free.
Card's good. It's simple. It's nice. I don't see really any other situation in which you're really using that much soul. And I think other cards are going into the soul, so you're fine.
Yeah, it's great. Good card.
Not bad at all. I have no qualms with this. Also, if you don't get a booster, like if you're at grade 2 and your opponent's at grade 2 and he's at 9k, or if he's at 10k, you just Soul Blast 1 and now you've hit kind of a stage.
Well, it is a stage.
Well, it is and it isn't. It depends on what they have in the hand.
Well, yeah, it means you can't be guarded with a crit anymore. They have to use a heal.
Yeah. So it's really nice.
It's quite nice.
All right. Great
Next
Dayusha.
up,
Big Daddy.
Ultimate Dimensional Robo, Great Dayusha. 13k grade 3, VR. Imaginary gift marker. Could you imagine if he didn't have one?
He'd still be good.
Yeah.
Auto, Vanguard Circle. When placed, 3 of your front row units get power plus 10k until end of turn. Auto, hand. At the end of the battle that your grade 3 Vanguard attacked, if that unit's power is 45,000 or greater, and it was not placed during this turn, cost Counterblast 1, ride this card as stand, and it gets power plus 10,000 until end of turn. Holy crap. This card is really good. Card just gets all kinds of power. You can add 30,000 power to this card for placing it and Counterblast 1. Imagine that. Give all your front rows 10k, force marker, and give this 10k for riding it.
You better kill this guy fast.
It just gets bigger and bigger.
You're gonna get to kill this guy. Luckily, you get a turn before, like, you get a grade 3. Now, granted, Dayusha ain't a chump either.
Granted, you got to deal with this grade 3. There's a natural crit on it.
Like, Dayusha, hey, play games. My advice to you, guard early.
But save the PG. But save the PG, because you need it. They don't have guard break anymore, but good luck guarding this without one.
I'm just saying, like, at least you get a turn of just Dayusha, and then you get a response. So, you really want to win the dice roll here and go first. Like, you really want to win the dice roll here.
Mm-hmm.
You want 2 chances to fight this guy, not just 1.
Or at least chances to draw into your PGs, because you're going to need them.
You're going to need them something fierce. Because, like, the rear guards are also just going to be freaking massive.
Oh, yeah, here's 20k for free.
Like this Die Bird is going to be plus, theoretically, at maximum, he could be plus 15. That is a 25k. No, it's a 35k because you could get plus 25. Plus 10 from Dayusha, plus 10 because your Vanguard's going to be 45k or above. And then plus another jump. You see what I'm saying? Like, dude, stop, kid. Please.
Please.
35Ks. It's big numbers. But yeah, we've been hearing some words about people saying like, oh, this card isn't that good. No. This card isn't busted. It's a very good card. It's not busted. So don't complain about this card not being good.
It's a great card. It is the perfect example of what I would call an amazing card that is also balanced.
In this current meta, anyway.
In this current meta. The card, granted, we haven't even seen it play, so for all I know, it could be broken. But it doesn't look broken. Because the fact that they had the thought process to add and it was not placed this turn. So you can't exhaust it, and you can't go straight into it. There's no Soul Saver threat or Thing Saver threat. There's no Thing Saver threat, and there's no or Raging Form, like multiple Raging Form threat, and there's no just getting pummeled with this on the first turn threat. And like those two things are what would make this card just straight bonkers. Is if like this early in the game, we already had like a Raging Form or a Thing Saver that can attack you 3 times a turn if you had 3 CP. But we don't. And so this is balanced. Is it powerful? Hell yeah. But I still think OTT could do it. I really do.
Yeah, Kagero, sorry. Royals, sorry.
We're gonna get hit.
Hey, bro, we got things coming, man. The cavalry's arriving. Hey, I think if I rush them down, I might have a chance.
Yeah, you have to rush them down. Like, you have to rush down.
I think everyone has to rush this deck down.
Except OTT. OTT can afford to not rush it.
Except OTT. Yeah, I'll give you that. Except OTT. Granted, I'm still not seeing a lot of draw in this deck yet. Personally.
There's not. It's got as much draw as Kagero.
So that might be the kink in its armor. Granted, I want to see it played, but it might be vulnerable to just rush.
Well, you know what's just as good as draw? Another Twin Drive.
Also, yeah, but you don't get that until like turn 4. So like you still have to put up with a lot. Like if a deck
matters.
No, it's not. Not if you're dead at turn 3. But does turn 4 matter?
Excel's turn to shine.
That's what I'm saying, dude. If you can put some dudes and just be like the dead. Can't do it. All right, that's everything. Now let's go back. Let's cover some.
I actually want to talk about one more card because Austin and I were debating about this, and I want you guys' opinion.
All right.
So it's a common. It was revealed last night. Marker, no gift. Continuous rearguard circle. This unit can only attack during the 4th battle or more. Auto rearguard circle. When it attacks, it gets power plus 20k until end of that battle. So put this card on the Excel circle. 42k line for free. Do you like this card? Do you feel like it's worth the risk of playing a grade 3 without a gift?
So my roommate and I were debating this card. Matt, my roommate and I, we were debating this card pretty heavily, and we came to the consensus that this is no different. It is different, but it isn't different. You don't want to ride it, obviously. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, it's whether the risk. Can you afford the risk of potentially riding it in order for its benefits?
We've got to look at what the overall. I mean, is it a 4 of? No, but it could be like a 4-3-2 kind of situation. Like kind of like Maximum Riser in some builds I've seen, because like Maximum Riser and Excel Circle is a threat, dude. That card doesn't play. I mean, unless you're OTT, the card is a threat. Even against OTT, it's kind of a threat. I mean, it forces out a PG, or it like forces out a decent amount of guard. Like it's not a joke of a card. And this is plus 30k. That's huge on an Excel Circle. But then you also have to consider the fact that it's the 4th battle or more, so you're swinging with this thing last, theoretically,
right?
Or like later. So like, who knows how many defensive triggers they might have checked to nullify this? But the counterpoint to that is the counterpoint is that don't you want a strong attack like this so that it can still pull out some guard even after they've checked? Because there's nothing worse than being like swing. Oh, I'll take it. Oh, damage trigger plus 10k. Swing. Oh, I'll take it. Damage trigger plus 10k. Vanguard. It's super weak.
Then the Excel player just loses.
And but in this situation with this guy, it's like, okay, you've checked 2 damage triggers, you're plus 20, but here I come, this 30k god coming in. You still got to drop something. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. I don't have an answer for you one way or another.
I'm gonna buck the trend. I'm gonna say he's bad. He's very bad.
Whoa.
Because okay, so granted, you get an Excel circle that allows you to get to 4 attacks a turn essentially. But remember, this is an Excel clan. You don't have draw, and the one strategy that every single person has against you is snipe down the rear guards. So your restand abilities on your grade 2 and probably on your Vanguard at some point probably all cost counterblast. You're going to be choked on damage. the ability for you to get to 4 and put this guy on an Excel circle at the same time feels worse than just putting like an Algos on an Excel circle and going 19, 19.
Maybe. I agree with you and I disagree with you. Because I agree with what you're saying. But like my counterpoint to that was, wouldn't it be, with how much cards it seems that these other cards are draining resources, wouldn't it be nice to have a card that doesn't cost you anything except for being the 4th battle?
It costs attacks.
But we don't know what Maelstrom does yet.
Okay.
So for all we know, Maelstrom, if Maelstrom is equivalent to or greater than Perfect Riser, then getting 4 attacks will be no problem.
Here's the way I see this dragon card, right? You obviously have your Vanguard attack and this dragon attack, so you need 2 attacks in between, right? If you get a single card that could free restand on its own, this card becomes better, much better. But if you don't get that, you're gonna have a turn where you stare at this grade 3 in your hand, and you don't have any counterblast to restand things with, and you're like, this is a dead card. I could put it on the Excel circle, but I can't even attack.
That's true. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with that, because you're right. At the end of the day, what we need to see is the rest of Aquaforce. Because right now, this card... Because the thing is, I mean, the truth is the same thing was true about Maximizer. We're like, man, this is really good, but it doesn't have a gift. It works really well in an Excel circle, but it doesn't have a gift. But like, we had to see how the deck works out. I need to know what Tidal does. I need to know what Maelstrom does completely. Before I can talk about any of the grade 3s in the deck, I need to know what Maelstrom does.
If Tidal Sauce 10s for free, then yeah, run the dragon. Absolutely. Just call a Tidal, call the dragon, boom, boom, boom.
And there are less risky cards to run, too. You can run Gondikas, which is just... He has a gift. He has no Vanguard effect, and he says, auto Rearguard Circle, when attacks a Vanguard and is not boosted, this unit gets power plus 5k.
Yeah, so it's the Battle Door equivalent to Maximum Riser, essentially.
Exactly.
Right. And with that, we're jumping into news, boys and girls. We got
It's on you, Jose.
Woo!
All right. So, jumping into the news, the first thing we want to cover here in Damage Check for news is, well, for all the good Bushiroad does, okay, well, you know what? I'm not even going to say it like it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And y'all can quit whining about it, okay? Yes, we're getting a reprint set. The card's already dirt cheap. Who cares? What, you wanted your Alfreds to stay 20? Sorry. Go to bed. Will you go to bed, will you please?
Is it confirmed it's coming to English?
No, well, no, but we'll probably know after the product stream in August.
The reprint set has to come to English because it contains new cards.
Oh, they could do a VE.
For 4 cards?
No,
That's what they did a VE for last time.
No,
they did it for a movie
that was
booster.
a lot more than 4 cards.
That was also like in the dark days.
Yeah, that was in like the we're getting kind of close. Like
no, I'm saying it's they merge it into like another booster set. VE.
Wow.
That's what. No,
they're gonna give it to us.
No, they're gonna get. I hope, but here's the thing, though. Like, no, I don't believe that because like there hasn't really. I don't know. Token Rombo. I guess there's an argument to be made. I mean, it could happen that we don't get it. I'm gonna bank that we do.
I'm betting we get it.
I think we probably get it.
Bushiroad wants money, and this is a money set. Like, all they needed to say was it could have just been the 4 cards, and it would have sold out.
No, you know what this set's gonna be all about? The foil Nahalem. Where's my foil Nahalem? This boy is common. I ain't never been so insulted. You know what Nahalems I ran originally? The single R's. It's better than this. Give me a foil Nahalem and I will buy it. That's all you gotta do. I don't care if that was good.
I would be happy with a foil Pongal too.
Exactly. Give me foils I can SP my deck and I'll be happy.
Look at all you main clan players talking. You know, I'm just like, I got OTT stuff.
Hey, you have a deer. Get out of here, kid.
Deer's not even. You knew what you were getting into.
It's not even fancy. It's just a regular double R.
It's beautiful. It's majestic, and it wins you games. Get out of here, kid. All right. So, anyways, back to what we're talking about here. So, it's a reprint set coming out in Japan in August, which I'll cover in the next little bit. There's going to be a product stream when we'll know whether or not this will come. Its release date in Japan is September. My assumption will be we'll get it in November, maybe October.
Probably October.
October, November. I would suspect October because that's also when we get Shadows. Also, this is a mini set, so it's only 2 packs. See, that's another reason why Andrew might have a point. But we also got Fighters Collection, so it's probably gonna happen. I'm gonna say it's gonna happen. We're getting the set.
Do we get Fighter Collection? Maybe the mini set will be promos in the Fighter Collection.
I hate you so much. Anyways, that being said, so the set is called Psy something. I don't know. I think it's about Psyqualia. And it's the mini booster. So it's reprints. So for people who want to build the deck, it's 36 new cards. No.
It's 36 cards, 8 new cards.
28. That's what I meant. 28 reprints, 36 cards total, 8 new cards. 4 for Royals, 4 for Kagero.
Woo.
Waterfall has been downgraded to a triple R. Alfred has been downgraded to a triple R. The main bosses, in case you're wondering at home, are our good old boy, Exculpate the Blaster. Sorry, MLB fans.
Yes.
And Novel Vague.
Woo!
Yeah.
Everyone wanted this.
I mean,
everybody wanted this.
So, the good and the bad here. People are like, Exculpate was so bland. Yeah, but so was Imperial Daughter, so have hope.
Makes a good point.
Waterfall was also terrible. So
I won 2 games
not
with Imperial Daughter.
You could play that in Lazy Peon.
Yeah, you could play original Waterfall. I won maybe a total of like 5 games with old Imperial Daughter. Games, mind you.
So, and these will take the new VR slots, Exculpate the Blaster and Nova Vague. So, the problem is Nova Vague originally was amazing, but I forget. I don't know much about the manga. I do know that in the manga, the reason that we're getting Exculpate is because in the manga and probably in the anime, in the reboot, Aichi chooses. Okay, so recap for those of you who haven't seen the anime, but I'm sure most of you guys have. So, you know when Seiko, is that her name? I can't remember the name. Psycho, yeah. When she offers the darkness and the light in the original anime, and it combines, and there's compromise, and you get MLB. In the reboot, he's like, "Nah, give me that light," and he gets Exculpate the Blaster, and that's how he wins against Ren. So
yeah, against Shadows.
This is our boy. Now the question is, what are the 3 other cards? I have assumptions of what I think it's going to be in Royals, but I want to hear. I mean, have you heard any rumors, Ryan, about what else you're getting in the Kagero sphere?
I don't care. I need Novell. I need foil in the hollow. I need foil triggers. Also foil triggers. Don't forget about the foil triggers, Jose.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, we're getting the full art like heals.
Exactly. The foil full art heal. Well, they better be full. They better be foil. Because don't give me this common full art business.
Yeah. I'll be like, get out of here. You're gonna take the time to paint this beautiful card, and then you're not gonna give me a little bit of foil. No, I think they said every card would be foiled.
Every card would be foiled?
Every card would be foiled, I think. And like minimum double R foiling.
Excellent. Well, that says they're rares and commons. I don't know what that means.
Foiled.
But I think everything is foiled.
It might be single R foiling.
Ah, crap. Well, I know.
Each pack will have 1 R and above or common foil.
That's...
So every card will be foil, but cards will be distributed based on rarity.
So it might be single R foiling.
No. It means that everything will be double R foiling or above, but like the cards will only be dispersed based on rarity.
Like Fighters Collection. How everything was foil.
Well, everything was foil in Fighters Collection. Well, granted, yeah, everything was foil in Fighters Collection, but there was like special foiling. Yeah.
There were like the GRs and triple Rs and the double Rs in Fighters Collection. Kind of the same thing.
So for Royals, I'm in speculation sphere right now. So obviously we're getting Exculpate the Blaster, right? I'm calling we're getting Blaster, Javelin normally.
Ooh.
I think we've heard about that one, yeah. I remember rumors about that.
I think we're going to Blast Javelin normally. The one that I really want to see, I want to see Blaster Blade Burst. I don't care if it's bad. I want to see it. Because in the manga, from what I've heard, in the manga, that's what Kai uses. Because in the original anime, he uses Alfred early and pulls out the Blaster Blade. And that's how he knocks what's-his-face out of his slump. Aichi out of like the dark sphere. In the manga, he uses his Blaster Blade Burst, is what I heard. Is like that was his grade 3 when he had Blaster Blade. So I'm hoping for some Blaster Blade Burst action.
That'd be pretty. That would be pretty neat. I gotta tell you. What would I want for Kagero? Dote? I don't know. Maybe Dote.
You don't get Dote.
You don't get Dote.
The rumor I heard is that there's like another Airmo in the manga.
I mean, there have been multiple Airmos.
Yeah, there have been several Airmos.
So like the rumor is that in the manga, because this is all based around like volume 6, volume 5, volume 6 of the manga is like where like this set comes into play, like all these cards. So like that's why people are pulling Blaster Javelin normally, Blaster Away Burst, Excavate the Blaster, Noble Vague. They said there's like an Airmo in the deck, like in Aichi's or Kai's new deck. So like that might see some play. So who knows? But I'm excited. I need this, guys. I need this. Because I'm already like bottom 2 and it's getting worse.
You're already bottom 2.
I think I might be able to beat Bugs. So we're making it.
Speaking of which, emergency mad money time. Bugs apparently have not sold whatsoever on Ideal 808. All of their splits are still available. This clan might be the deal. You might be able to get some cheap splits out there if they don't sell that well.
The sleepers.
So maybe just sit back a little bit, watch the prices, see what you got. You might be able to pick up yourself a cheap Meg Colony clan. Who knows?
Who knows? All right, so
the rest of the news, I have no idea what other Kagero cards I would want. I mean, they could bring back my boy Goku. They could bring back Blazing Flare, I guess, but we kind of ran right past that.
Seal Dragons.
I will kill you.
No, honestly, if it's anything, it'll probably be the Sutherlands.
No, I don't want that. I already have all the best Kagero cards. They're just not shiny enough.
Well, I mean, what if you get like better Sutherlands?
I'll take anything that's better.
Thanks.
Better cards, more draw, good stuff.
Ryan Griffin always wants better things.
Give me better things.
All right, so moving on. The next thing to announce here is in October in Japan, which means we'll get it in probably December, maybe January. Extra Booster 3 Ultra Rare Miracle Collection.
Woohoo!
So this is actually pretty cool. I'm really excited for this. One, because we get Golds, Neo Nectar, and Angel Feather. So, people are excited about this. I'm definitely going to pick up Golds. I've already decided. I'm like,
grab
all right.
my Angels.
I'll pick up Golds. Andrew will pick up Angels. And then we just got to find some guy.
I might pick up the Neos too.
If he's down to buy both of those, I'll be like, I'll just scoop up the Golds. Thanks. Azel is the boss for Blonde Azel is the boss for Golds. I forget what her name is. Go ahead.
Zerakiel, I think, is the boss.
Zerakiel's back for Angel Feather.
Yeah, where's my Shem Seal though? Where's my Shem Seal?
It'll probably be a grade 3.
It'll be the triple R. Yeah,
it'll be the triple R grade 3.
And then Cecilia for
Cecilia Musketeers coming back. The boy is back. He's probably still dead in G-Era, but he's back.
Boy?
Yeah, the guy who played Musketeers in G-Era, they like died after an episode or something.
I was like, you were like, Cecilia, the boy's back. I'm like, what?
Yeah, every time I think about Musketeers, I think about that guy they introduced for an episode and then killed off. This could be exciting, man. I'm really hyped to see what Azel's gonna do, and Angels, and that means I gotta get a Garmore, man. But I don't want Garmore because my Snowgulls are in Royals.
I don't think they're gonna do cross clan Snowgulls again.
Darn. No, I'm really excited to see what the possibilities are. I don't even want to begin to speculate on what they'll do, but man, we're getting a lot of cool stuff, man. A lot of cool stuff. And no one can so many clans will be out by the end of the year.
It's gonna be really nice.
So many clans.
14 clans at the end of the year. That's faster than original series was releasing.
Out of 24, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so only Naru's for Keith are not being announced. Everyone else has 1+ clans that they want to play. Like in our friend group.
I have everybody. My 3 already.
I have 2. I'm waiting to see what I want to protect. Because I have Excel with
Link Joker.
Yeah, Link Joker probably.
Well,
where's my Bermuda Triangle?
Not until the summer of 2019.
God dang it.
So this is going to be really exciting to see it all work out. I'm my body is so ready for
he can't even tell you how ready his body is.
It is dude, Vanguard's been a lot of fun again, guys. Just a complete sidebar. Playing Standard has just been revitalizing. I think Andrew will agree.
Mm-hmm.
That playing Standard has been so much fun. Even when I'm getting my butt beat by OTT, it's still a good experience.
It's just
Obviously,
fun to play again.
it's just enjoyable, and like seeing like most of the time I get mad with Bushiroad's like rapid release schedule, but then I realize like, man, I don't want to play everything. I don't want to, so I don't care. Like, and they're not like, it's not like every other set has royals again, or every set has like gears. It's like every set's
like 4 cards of it.
Yeah, like every set's bringing new stuff in. And then I've got my reprint set, which is good for new players who want to play the main character clan, because a lot of the reprint stuff's going to like drop the value of that stuff. And then the new 4 cards are going to be the money cards, which will be expensive for the people who really want to build the deck.
Anyway.
Exactly. We're gonna buy it anyways. But the point is, like, the deck that people are playing in Royals now is gonna like tank in price. And questionably, the same deck in Kagura will also tank in price with the reprint set, like the Waterfall Overlord build and the Alfred Soul Saver build will both drop in price, assuming we see reprints of Akane, and that's really the only reprint. Akane, Alfred, and you really don't need a reprint of Soul Saver because he's kind of cheap as is. So you just really need those 2 cards reprinted to drop the value, and the deck becomes extremely cheap.
Do you have another triple R in the set?
No.
That's it? Just Akane?
Well, we had we just had Akane. Akane and Soul Saver.
I thought Soul Saver was double R.
Nope. No, Soul Saver was triple R.
Oh, okay.
Marin was our double R.
Ah, gotcha.
And RPG. So,
quick last couple notes before we jump off of Ultra Rare Miracle Collection. Angel Feather is Protect, Gold Paladin is confirmed Excel, and Neo Nectar is Force. And the rarity splits are pretty standard, except there are 3 ultra rare rares. Unknown what those are, but I'm betting they're going to be the face gift markers like we got in Q4.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that makes
of
sense.
The ultra rare girls.
Yeah. Of
I
the
don't want
ultra rare girls.
I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna need all
them.
of the what's the short ones name?
I'm gonna play Kamui stamped Excel markers. Really make my opponent taste the big.
They're cheap. They're cheap.
I'm gonna go and buy them now, and then I'm gonna be like, Excel.
But you know what's not cheap? Overlord gift markers.
You know what's not cheap? Signed Blaster Blades from the trial deck.
Aren't they like $70 now?
Yes. I was like,
play the image rares. You can buy 3 image rares for 1 of those.
Well, no. You can buy like 2 and like a third. 2 and 2 thirds.
Oh, debate me, Jose. Come on.
I'm the one buying them.
I don't care.
Actually, I'm running because my thought was I was gonna run I wanted to run like a 1-1-1-1, but like have like the trial deck one, but I saw it was 60. I'm gonna do a 2-2. 2 image rares, 2 ORs. Fine.
Weak.
It's $60.
Weak.
And I'm actually not that big.
I'm not buying the stamped overlords from the trial deck. I don't want those.
Luckily, the stamped blaster blades aren't that bad. They're only like 30. The stamped Daichis are like only like 17. Those I might actually pick up.
Yeah, because there's 2 force markers in the Q4 sets, Aichi and Kai, so they got split the cost.
Yeah. So
I need more of this guy. I need more. I need 1 more.
Yeah. So yeah, man. The good thing is we're getting a lot of clans. Standard is a lot of fun. If you've been debating picking up a standard deck, get one soon. I will say that right now Vanguard is definitely experiencing a good moment of what's the word I'm looking for? Of cheapness. Vanguard is like less expensive again.
It's the least expensive Vanguard has ever been.
It's true.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The original game was more expensive than this.
Yeah, the original game, a deck was $160 to up to $200 or so. Now it's about $140.
Because you needed 4 $20 PGs and 4 $20 whatever else you had to
cards.
do.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you just had the
Everything
double Rs
else.
and the commons and rares, and if you were playing OTT, it was an expensive nightmare.
Tsukiyomi was $350 back when it was meta.
Yeah.
I bought that deck.
Decks now I would say go anywhere between like 120 to 160. Maybe
decks for like 80.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, Nova Grapplers you can go for like 95.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
I saw a deck up for 65 the other day, and I was like,
dude, I would have scooped that up. I actually would have scooped that up. Just so I would have had it.
I'm thinking about this. I need to save my money though.
Yeah, I'm here's the thing though. So like, because like with it being so cheap, I've thought about SPing out my deck. But the thing is, I'm worried that Exculpate's going to kick my Alfred out. And if it kicks my Alfred out, then it's going to make it pointless to SP. So I'm going to wait So I see exactly what Escalade does and what that deck looks like. And then around that time is when I'll make the jump.
It's going to be a one-of copy.
What, Escapade? No, get out of here.
It'll be a one-of copy.
It's going to be a 4-of? It's going to break people. It's going to resend 8 times. You wait. I'm kidding.
Resend 8 times. Lose 10k power each time. Signed.
Oh, they're signed by the VR. The VA.
Oh, so it's like like the old SPs, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're not
not like
markers. They're like super special SVRs.
They're like SSVRs, yeah. Signed.
Okay.
It might be like signed on the original artwork instead of like the solid background.
All right. That being said, go ahead and start revving up those hashtag Absolutions because it is 9 o'clock and I want to answer some questions.
Yes.
So we actually got a super early one from Rockley Rules 101.
Read it out.
How would you divide the remaining? He says 7, but I believe it's more like 10 clans into a main set of 4 and an extra set of 3 clans. How would you create boosters? What would you group together and give names for each booster and why you would put them together? And I actually thought of one.
It's a very long question. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just didn't say it very well, but I was trying to help explain it because you weren't reading it. Mm-hmm. So basically, take the clans that are remaining, group them into boosters, give us a name, tell us why. So I'm gonna start.
Yeah, there's only 7 clans left, I think.
Oh yeah, hold on. If there's only 7 clans left, then this gets super easy. It's 2 sets of 3 and then Bermuda triangles. Guarantee. It's 2 sets of 3 and Bermuda triangles.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
What it's Genesis, Nubatama, Murakumo, Narukami.
Not Murakumo.
Not Murakumo?
Genesis, Nubatama, Narukami, Link Joker,
Gear Chronicle,
Great Nature,
and Bermudas.
Okay.
It's only 6, isn't it? Isn't that 6?
No, that's 7.
That's 7.
Genesis, Nubatama, Narukami, 1, 2, 3.
Gear Chronicle, Link Joker, Bermuda Triangle, Great Nature.
Oh yeah, that's 7.
Right.
Yeah. So 3, 2, 1.
So hang on.
Go ahead.
I had an answer, so I'm going first. I'm putting Genesis, Link Joker, and Gear Chronicle together. I'm calling it Premonitions of Time and Space.
No. That's so cheesy. Even Bushiroad doesn't go that far.
Oh,
Descent
you don't think
of
so?
the King of Knights? Are you kidding?
Rondo of Chaos and Salvation?
Yeah.
Return of the King of Knights?
King of Knights back at it again with the white vans.
It's not going to be Premonition of Time and Space.
Hey, I'm making up names here.
Dragon Soul Blade or whatever?
Yeah,
kid.
What were the
other for Bushiroad? Get out of my face.
What are the other 3? Great Nature, Narukami. And
all right, so I'll go next. So in my opinion, it's gonna be Link Joker, Nubatama, Gear Chronicle, aka the Broken Set. And then it's gonna be Narukami, Genesis, Great Nature.
What are you calling that?
Well, I think the Naru's Genesis and Great Nature.
The Reigns down in Africa
will be like the European circuit champions. And then like Link Joker, Nubatama, and Gear Chronicle will be like invaders from time and space.
Now, oh wait, what did that
invasion or Dark Invasion from time and space? Boom, boom.
All right, Andrew, give us your Bermuda Triangle set name. What are you naming your Bermuda Triangle set? I'm waiting, Andrew.
Let me think here. Let's see here. Give me a sec. Keep talking about the other sets real quick.
Well, those are my 2. Nubatama, Link Joker. Those have to be together.
I can see Great Nature and Narukami together because I think they'll bring the 2 kids back from season 2, whenever Naoki was a thing, and that other kid was with him, and I don't remember what that kid played, but this time he's going to play Great Nature, or they'll bring back the other kid from season 1. But I think they're going to make it Naoki again, unless Miwa decides that he's not.
No, Naoki. Naoki's playing Narukami.
Okay.
Yeah, Naoki's coming back. He's playing Narukami.
Then there's that other kid who played. I don't remember what he. Played.
I think it's going to be like super studious kid from Great Nature. It's going to be Naoki, and they're going to introduce him some way. And then it's going to be Genesis, and they're going to introduce him some way. And then Link Joker is going to be played by Ibuki in whatever form it takes. Nubatama, I honestly think is going to be the shopkeeper. Or maybe they'll bring in the other guy that played Nubatamas. I don't care.
The other guy.
Master M.
But I really think that the last set we will see of unreleased clans will be Link, Joker, Nubatama, and Gear Chronicle. Those are the 3 that Bushiroad is afraid to release, and they will release them last because of that fear.
And
Bermuda Triangle.
so they have 1 month. Yeah, Bermuda Triangle might actually be last. They're always last.
Bermuda Triangle will be last, but it's last because they need to get their bathing suit SPs ready. It's very different.
It's gonna be a winter release. We're gonna get winter clothes.
Yeah, because that's what the fan base wants.
No,
Ooh,
you'd
hey,
be surprised.
Never underestimate the fan.
Oh, Christmas outfits.
Oh, dude, get out of here!
Oh, hang on. Is that better or worse? I can't decide.
Anyway, yeah, the Diva set name is going to be something of Divas because that's the pattern they're following. I have no idea what word they're going to choose. It might even just be Legend of Divas.
Also, hold on, because the comments brought up a very good point. Talk about cheesy names. Soul Strike against the Supreme.
It's sassy.
I'm done. I'm done with you. All right. So we had another hashtag Ask Absolution. How do I feel about Ezel being Excel against Force? I think it was a natural choice. I think they could have gone either way because I think Neo Nectar honestly could have gone either way. But I think they made the right decision because 2 Paladins being, granted, Shadows will be Force. All 3 Paladin clans being Force is a little bit of a stretch. So I'm kind of glad that they went different. Plus, the old mechanic of goals calling from the top of the deck, you kind of want a place to call them. So
I just pulled out the Shredder mask to tell Andrew that he is neither a gentleman nor a scholar.
I'm so much more than either of those.
If Ezel is good, do you think Ezel will be good in Premium? Probably not.
No, not many cards are good in Premium. Bushi's done a very good job of keeping that sort of balanced.
Check out Great Tayusha. For a card that would be like, it would be super broken in Premium if you hadn't written it.
Except for OTT.
Speaking of Ask Absolution, except for Chaos and Victor, any other way to deal with the problem that is Premium OTT? Yeah, play Protect clans.
That.
What, in Premium?
Protect guards against Tom.
That's the only way you can guard.
Yeah, but right now you're basically just telling everyone to play OTT.
And Mega Colony.
No, but like...
Mirrors. All the mirrors.
Here's what I'll say about that. Like, yes, beating Premium. If your goal is to purely beat Premium OTT, yeah. If your goal is to win the tournament, probably not going to work.
Nah. The way you want to play against Premium OTT is you actually really want to rush them because they're actually relatively vulnerable before their Ichikishima stride turns get going. So you guard early, you bum rush them early, and then you try to just like sort of crit them out of the game while they're still trying to build hand. But otherwise, if you let them get going, they'll Ichikishima you 4 times, then you die.
That's bad. So here's the question, and I'm not sure if we've answered this on stream before, and this might be the last one, because everyone really wants to know what the imaginary gifts for the remaining 7 clans will be. What our guesses look like. For
I wrote mine down. Right,
okay. I got mine available too.
Yep, same.
I wrote mine down. All right, so Narukami is going to be Force.
I hope it's Protect, or I hope they differentiate it from Kagero because they need it. Otherwise, if you make them too similar, they're just going to make arbitrary changes that are just more flavor than anything else.
No, Narukami's going to be the one that punches all the units at once.
I disagree it. So I change it. I've changed my mind. No. I'm going back. So in my opinion, I think Naros will be Force. So Ryan wants them to be Protect. I get it, but they're going to be Force. Genesis will be Protect, without question.
Yeah. And
Great Nature will be Excel. That is my opinion.
Wait, are those the only 3? What about Gears, Lynx, and...
Oh, this is where things get weird. Because I'm giving Protect to Link Joker.
Yeah.
I'm giving Excel to Gear Chronicle. And I'm giving Force to Nubas. And I really don't want to do that. But it's the only one left.
What is a split left for how many of each clan gift there are? Do we know how many?
I think
it might be 2. I think it's 2 Excel,
4 Force. No, that can't be right.
No, it's 2 Excel, 2 Protect,
Force?
Three force. Because
Okay.
I think Bermuda's will also be force.
Bermuda's is guaranteed force. I'll tell you that right now. Like I'm so certain Bermuda's is going to be force.
Yeah, I'm on that bet as well. So I'm giving my protects. I hope they do something interesting with Narukami, but really I'm much more concerned that Nubatama and Link Joker are protect. I want Narukami to be protect, but even I'm not listing them like that. If maybe it'll be interesting and they'll be Excel. Who knows? That could also be interesting. But I think your Chronicle is absolutely going to be Excel. And the other Excel probably goes to Great Nature because they did a pretty decent job of splitting up how the nations went.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Great Nature kind of has to get that. I hope they continue to draw a lot of cards and they're a more resource heavy Excel clan. We'll see how that goes. And then Force is just Bermuda, Narukami, and whatever was left. I no longer remember.
Right. What was Murakumo supposed to be?
Kumo is Excel.
Murakumo's Excel?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, that makes sense, because Shadow Stitch.
Yeah.
Or like the extra clone calling, I think is what it was. Okay.
I'm pretty sure Murakumo was well, I guess it's not confirmed yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Excel.
Okay. My picks, Bermuda's obviously going to be Force. Great Nature is going to be Excel because they need rearguard slots to call things to, so they can like attack, boost, power, retire, whatever. All the things that have been like, get extra attacks or retire and get power has been Excel. So I'm thinking Great Nature is Excel. I'm actually thinking that that both Nubas and Narukami are going to get Protect actually, because dragons do need it, and honestly, Narukami does sort of need a little bit of like shenanigans, right? Here's where I'm going to go off kilter a little bit. Genesis for Excel.
Wait. How many Excels have you named so far?
Just Great Nature.
So Great Nature and Genesis are both going to be Excel?
Genesis for Excel, yeah.
And Great Nature. So those two are your Excel choices.
Those two are my Excels.
Okay.
Nubatama and Narukami for Force. Or for Protect, I mean.
Okay.
And then Link Joker and Gear Chronicle for Force.
There's no way they give Link Joker Force.
Why not? They need power. That was the whole point of Lock back in the day, was that like they slowly beat you down really slowly, but they need a way to close the game.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
But remember, Link Joker's going to be deleters. They don't need power. They get it from
Force is even better then.
It would be better, but is that what it's going to be?
Well, hold on. Let's assume it is the leaders. Are they going to delete? Are they going to lock? Are they going to do both? We need. Okay, so this is what the thing is. Like, I could see deleters getting I could see deleters getting Force. I could see deleters getting Force.
Yeah, specifically deleters.
I could see Starvaders getting Protect person.
Mm-hmm.
Nubas. You said Nubas are getting Protect, or
we're guessing it's going to be Protect because anything with really strong effects in general is like just the effect itself, the mechanic is really strong. I generally put in Protect, like drawing a lot of cards, or predicting the future, or locking, or whatever Narukami might do, which hopefully is a better retire than Kagero.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if Nubas, I don't know.
And discard is.
I would like Nubas and Link Joker to be both Protect, but if either one of them goes Protect, that's the one I'm probably gonna play. And if Link Joker is just deleters, I'm not playing. Sorry,
we're pretty sure it's deleters because it was deleters in the manga.
That's true.
Pretty sure Starvaders ran anime only.
Sad. But Starvaders also have so much popularity, though.
No, you're not wrong.
Like, I think, but then again, so does MLB, and we're not getting him, so.
Yeah.
All right, so with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching. We still have so many questions. We're not going to be able to get to them. Save them for next time. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, if this is your first time watching Team Absolution videos, hit that like down there. Hit the subscribe button. So let us know what you think in the comments after this goes up. This is Ryan, Andrew, and I signing off. Peace. Say bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Do we have to?
Wow.